There it is. What's up, Fisher Maniacs? Welcome back to another one. Got the guys with us tonight. My boy Byron.
What's up?
That way. My man Lee.
Hey guys, how are you?
Holding it down. Yeah, we got some goods. Hanging out, chilling with the boys, and we got some good stuff to talk about. We'll have some smack talk. We'll definitely go down tonight. So this
I'm sure.
Interesting. And then we actually do got some real fishing stuff to get into. But I guess, Mr. Lee, we're going to start with you because you're the new face here. Byron's mug, whether you like it or not, has been here a couple of times.
Man, I like it.
You know, usually I see his face on a milk carton, but it's good to see him.
Y'all just get prepared for the old guy humor. Just getting that out of the way.
Oh yeah. So I have plenty of that. I got bad humor, inappropriate humor, and I'm old and mean, so I don't really care. So we'll have a good time. But
that's true. Andy carries.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, and it's great to see Byron. And he and I are fast friends and hanging out, and a lot of laughing and loving between us, and a lot of crap talking. And you know, he's my go-to guy whenever I have a fishing, story, lie, problem. Hey, give me your thoughts on this stupid idea. He usually says, yeah, it's a stupid idea, and so that's he's my go-to guy, and I appreciate him very much. But a lot of people know me from, the other side of my social media, from my film career when I played the original Ghostface back in the Scream franchise, right? So I had 30 years of a great film career, and unbeknownst to the majority of people out there, I'm an avid outdoorsman. I love hunting. I love fishing. Always been fast. So.
Time out.
Which, like, what he played, Ghostface, like, defined my entire childhood, right? Like high school, right. Grade school, high school. Like, my wife's brother used to wear his mask and hide outside her window. And then this dude sends me masks in the mail. She opens the box and, like, had a flashback, not good. Like, yeah. And I'm like, no, I know that guy now.
Yeah, like, he's my boy.
That's my boy. She's like, you're an ass. So, sorry, had to interrupt.
See, there you go. That's a great story right there. And now that she has PTSD again, and here we are.
Tebow, what's up, dude?
Yeah, Depot's in the house.
Yeah, so anyways, it was really, I appreciate you letting me come on here and talk fishing and talk other great projects. And, it's fun to kind of, as much as I love the Ghostface and that side of my world, it's fun to come over here and kind of do some fishing, hunting. Let's talk about some other aspects than just Ghostface stuff, which I love, but I'd much rather be talking about, cracking big bass, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Always the thing. I don't even know where the hell to start. I guess we could start with the first thing that everybody probably wants to know is there ice by you? Are you fishing yet? Where are you?
Where in the world?
Where?
I'm right now. I'm in SoCal working on a project, but I normally live in East Texas. And my lakes are great. I don't know what it's like up there in Byron, but my
I'm
coming around.
I'm up in the ice. Actually, I just got my first couple casts in today, so. But.
I mean, I had. Well, we hadn't talked in a little bit, Jermaine, but
yeah,
I got out the last week of December and had a 10 even, a 7-7, and a 6-6.
I think I saw that. We spoke on social media about that.
Yes, we spoke off camera on that. Yeah, but that was cool. Since 25 got here, dude, the weather in Tennessee's been up and down, just inconsistent, crazy. And I can find a big one, but that girl's glued to the bottom every time like a stone. And then beautiful days like this weekend, I'm busy working around the house. So
yeah, that's life, dude.
So I'm looking forward to spring.
Yeah, me too.
It's coming. Stable, steady weather.
It's coming. First question of the night. Big Vogel, what's up? Was talking to Mike. We actually might have to have a little collaboration going on here soon for y'all maniacs. But What's the PB of
Is
the?
Brendan asking this or not?
No, this is Mike Vogel.
Very good morning, Brendan.
What's you guys' PB?
Ooh, okay. Mine's just over 6.6 on my home lake, which is East Texas.
Okay.
What about, is that overall, Lee?
Yeah, for bass. You know, obviously I do a little offshore stuff when we get into snappers and things, but talking bass, yeah, bass is, you know, my wheelhouse, so to speak. And I think maybe on the crappie side, because we obviously share water with those crazy fish, it was just, I think, just a tick under 4. So, you know, not it's respectable. I want to go bigger, badder. In fact, that's how Byron, we'll get into that story in a second. That's how Byron and I ended up meeting, because I was trying to get a big old live bait.
Oh no, I gotta start that.
And it didn't go my way, and I ended up talking to Byron.
And I'm trying. I'm really, really trying to help the dude, but like, you'll see. So my PB largemouth is a 10-pound, 11-ounce, and
Woo.
PB smallmouth was a 5.63. Yeah.
I don't think I broke 5 pounds on a smallmouth. Yeah, I think it was 4.11.
Like 5 to me is like, and we've talked about this before, but like a 5-pound smallmouth to me is like an 8-pound largemouth.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and being from Florida, like all smallmouth are still exotic, right? And even like 3-pound spotted bass, I'm like doing the belly pat and like so proud of him because he's like fat and chunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy that people catch those like 5-6 pound spotted bass. That's nuts.
Like Washington, like hell, somebody broke the record again.
Really?
I think it was Brent Ayler, maybe. Recent, but yeah, spotted bass out in Washington or Northern California.
Wow,
that's nuts. Yeah, but I guess, and then I don't know. I think my smallmouth is 4.11, and then my largemouth is 8.5. 8.5. Yeah.
Where you're at?
Yeah, which is
that's a
yeah.
Like the equation.
Yeah, I know.
It's like a teener in Maine, dude.
I know. So honestly, it's like I didn't appreciate it as much because it was like, so like, when did I start fishing? I started fishing again because of COVID.
Yeah.
And then I like literally started like in July, but I didn't fish hard. So that was like my next full hard fishing season.
Yeah.
I wasn't like carrying a scale and stuff with me and all the time. Like I just wasn't really into it. I wasn't even YouTubing yet. That's what made me start YouTubing, is because I started going around and showing people this picture of this fish. And everyone's like, dude, do you understand what you just did? And I'm like, yeah, you know, I just go out and hang out.
No, you don't.
And then now I'm talking to you, and like I say that to you, and I'm like, yeah, I caught 8.5 in New York, and I'm not upstate. And everyone's like, what?
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah,
that's like a New York keener.
Downstate New York. Like I caught. So like so realistically, I caught that fish like 35 minutes, 40 minutes from Manhattan. Like if you jump on the Palisades Parkway and drive 25, 30 minutes, you'll be on the G-Dub, and then depending on the traffic on the G-Dub is depends on how long.
Dude, that's like
that's a relative term up there. That could be 20 minutes or it could be 2 hours.
Exactly. So like I could literally get to New York City in like 25, 30 minutes from where I caught that 8.5 pound.
That's wild. That's cool.
Excuse me, 8.5.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's like I'm not like, oh, I'm up at Cayuga. I'm up in the Finger Lakes where it's like
live scope and smallmouth.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you know, we know those giants are in there. Like, no.
Yeah.
And honestly, the little it's crazy. So like it's a dink, it's literally a pond. Like if you guys saw this, you'd be like, this is not a lake. This is not a lake.
Dude, like the world record come out of that same kind of pond, George W. Perry, you know? And then like the Tennessee state record come out of this little pond years ago, or maybe whatever. I don't know.
It'd be weird.
Stuff like that happens. Yeah, and bassing with Big Malone, there was a DD caught on Smith Mountain Lake this past weekend in a tournament. And that's in Virginia.
Wait, what? Run that past me again?
Yeah, Smith Mountain Lake in Virginia, which is like Missile's home lake.
Yeah.
Right there next to Salem. Some dude caught a 10.37 this past weekend in a tournament.
Whoa.
Love it.
Yeah.
And in a tournament. That's so fire.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I've never caught a 10-pounder in a tournament.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think, dude, like, I think the biggest fish I ever caught in a tournament was like a 19.5 incher. And I just did it. Like, it was like the last tournament. Like 18, 19 inch fish. I don't have the best luck when it comes to tournaments.
Dude, if you've got 8-pounders in New York, they'll use swim bait.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know. I'm doing it this year. Look, it's
throw that big stick out there and put a big bait on it. Big bait, big fish.
What the hell did I just do with it?
Oh, Mike's trying to get down to business with his next question.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, yes. Proud of you.
So
yeah,
that's 110% getting thrown.
That's Wakasagi in the TK.
Yeah. Thank you, Debo. If you're still hanging out, appreciate you.
Oh, did Debo hook that up?
Yeah, Debo became a
Debo
member.
knows what's up.
Thank you. Appreciate
All right.
that. Let me
So
see.
Mike asked another question, and then we can get into how Lee and I met if y'all want to.
Oh, look at this. Trevor, appreciate you, dude. Happy birthday, my brother.
Happy birthday, dude.
Hey, happy birthday. That's cool.
Oh, you got that, Mike's second question?
No, I didn't. I'm gonna go into it right now. Let me see. I just realized something, and it's.
Oh, I'm on YouTube. Sorry.
No, I'm looking at the I was just looking at the background on StreamYard, like that. My background went away, and I guess I'm on a beta or something because I only get that background when I pay for the.
It's definitely not an alpha background.
Yeah, I stopped paying for it because they got a little crazy, but that's why I was like, wait, why is that there? I was content creator stuff. Sorry.
Oh, hey, it was over my head. Lee probably knows what you're talking about. I have no clue.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all right.
Yeah, it's a StreamYard thing. They got other apps for that, and they're actually pretty cool. I hadn't bought mine yet, but yeah, I didn't feel like spending the money on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they look cool.
Mike,
when they're really good ones, they're nice. All right, what did Mike ask?
Yeah, so if you could boil it down to just one thing, what is it that sets missile baits apart in a crowded world of soft plastics? So the biggest question. Go ahead.
I said great question.
Yeah, no, he's getting down to business. The biggest thing, dude, we're everything we make always has and always will be made in the USA. We're all proud patriots. We feed our families along with independent business owners, right? Like small mom and pops have paid my bills for 20 years now. So we've got great margin in our baits for dealers and distributors, and they're quality baits. They're designed by John Cruz, Mike Iaconelli, the missile, elite series pro stab guys that we have, all of their input. And we're all easily approachable, right? Like, that's what we try to be better at. Where like in this age of technology where a lot of companies are going to AI to call dealers and all this craziness that just destroys trust in my mind. Like we're doubling down on the human relationship, right? Like the human connection and making relationships and friends along the way versus a lot of other companies that are doing it different ways. So that's where I'm at on it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Of course, dude. I love that
I've
too.
been saving that. Dude, I've been waiting on somebody to ask me that question.
Yeah. That's the number one thing I like about having you on is like even the tough questions, you won't shy away from them.
No, dude. I welcome the tougher ones.
Yeah. And you keep it real. As much as you're allowed to anyway. Look, I get it.
I've gotten a little better over the years of not inserting foot.
Sometimes foot needs to be inserted.
I'm really good at that too.
Yeah.
Let's see.
D-Bomb Superbug is our best-selling bait of all time ever. That is the color.
It is. I love it. I mean, Byron knows I'm a big D-Bomb fan. I throw that a lot. I mean, a lot.
The D-Bomb, yeah. I got a bunch of them sitting. I got a missile box right here. This whole. Oh,
Yeah, that's what's up.
That a big 30 count bag, the big bag?
Dude, he bought the Missile Baits office chair too. Look at that thing.
right?
Yeah, why not? I'm jealous. I don't have one of those.
Byron, you got me going crazy on these.
Yeah, that Alabama brim, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
go get you some.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of our new colors from ICAST.
That was ICAST, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, they came out with the micros when the micros dropped.
Yeah. Those have been picking up here lately. The micro jig, we've got the micro footballs back in stock finally. We had there was a hook shortage, so we got those back in stock. And the micro D-bombs are gorgeous on the back of those little things, dude.
Okay, so let's get into it real quick. Let me address my boy Rich real quick. Rich, I'm gonna have you save that for when I bring you on. Maybe I'll get you on next week. And then Michael Bradley, I'll see if I can get Rich next week. Rich just went down to the Kayak Bassmaster Classic in the Kissimmee Lakes.
Heck yeah, dude.
And was killing it. Some unfortunate events happened, but we'll speak about that.
Mm.
There you go. Look at that. Not planned at all. So when I went down to
Yeah, look at that.
D-bomb was fire for me.
Dude, the D-bomb broke out on Lake Okeechobee in Florida in 2012 when Ish Monroe won right out of the gate with it. And that's why Ish gets a little taste of the D-bombs. So, I mean, Ish is Mr. D-bomb for sure.
Fish and Fix, D-bomb Super Bug was my best bait last year. That's what we like to hear. And then, okay, I'm caught up. Oh, yeah, I'm caught up. There we go. What is the most unique way you've seen a Missile Baits bait rigged, and why did it work?
For me, I like when we do the fast-paced stuff. So like my initial answer would be the D-bomb tattoo I've seen on a dude's leg. Like that was crazy.
That's actually fire.
So that was rigged like the coolest way I've ever seen, technically.
Okay. On a human.
Yeah, no joke.
Like
I'm like, what is wrong with you? That's awesome though.
That's kind of
fun. I love that.
Lee's familiar with that.
Yeah. I've been known to sign a tattoo or 10.
Yeah, million maybe. But the coolest way I found to fish it was on a Tokyo rig, and I didn't come up with this. Somebody showed it to me, and I would give them credit, but it's been a while. So take the D-bomb and pull the side legs off to where it's just the body. Rig that on a Tokyo rig with like 1.25 ounces weight. Okay. And when you're offshore in the summertime, when all those dudes are out there cranking the ledges, back when they used to do that, you fire that Tokyo rig out, you can cast it a mile up current. It goes down, stays in contact with the bottom where that crankbait would be digging.
And you're dragging that.
And you're just reeling it like a crankbait, that's slow to medium, and it comes through everything. It's rigged weedless. You can lift it through brush piles, and it'll stick them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Okay, look, here we go. Yeah, keep the questions rolling. I kind of like this, even though we said we were going to get into something. But if you had to pick one missile bait, I already know what Byron's going to say. If you had to pick one missile bait to survive for food, which bait are you taking? Can I try to answer for you?
So I have two answers again.
What do you got, Byron? What do you got?
First answer is I already rely on everything missile baits to survive for food.
Fact.
So there's that.
I know the bait.
Secondly, 6-inch magic worm.
I knew it. Yep. Can't beat it.
Worm. If I had one, it would be a worm. As much as I love the D-bombs, you can't beat that worm.
Yeah, I mean, and shut up, Brendan.
Yeah, not planned.
There you go. See?
There it is on a warlock head. There you
Not
go.
playing. This is
There you go.
literally this was the last bait that was on from last year.
Yeah.
It's just still sitting behind me.
Yep. So Brendan wanted me to tell you to get your ass to Texas soon or something. He's texting me before the show, all geeked out.
Yeah, it's like he says it like it's an easy thing to do.
Right, people. Yeah, dude, I get it. Like, let me stop what I'm doing.
It's not even about that. Like, my job is great. I got the flexibility now, but Texas is like
Forever away.
We're anglers.
Yeah.
There's no, let me throw this on a plane and go.
No, you want to bring the whole rig. Yeah, I got you.
Drive. Like, I got to drive. Hold on. You said East Texas, Lee? So let's just say I go see it. I'm going to go sleep on Mr. Lee's couch, right?
Didn't work good for Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, right.
Hold on. Where's the map? It's gonna be like 20 hours to get to Texas, dude.
So break it in half, and then you could end up on my couch.
Are you closer to Austin or Dallas?
Go to Tyler, which is just east of Dallas on the 20 corridor.
All right, so Rich Biggie, do those worms float? The magic worms are made by RoboWorm exclusively for missile in this particular shape and in 12 missile. I'm talking with my hands. I'm learning, Lee. 12 missile exclusive colors. So the plastic itself is neutrally buoyant. We only salt the head of it, whereas on the belly, whereas RoboWorm does a full shot of salt because we were looking for more of that neutral buoyancy. So it's on a drop shot, right like that, versus overly salted tends to go like that, or it's not salted enough, goes like that.
So there are some differences between yours and theirs.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And for the record, it would take me one full day to drive to Mr. Lee. 23 hours.
Now, it would be worth it because
it's
a hot place to go, and you would absolutely break your PB probably 6 times over that week.
That'd be insane.
Yeah, I'm not bragging, but I think Texas has the 6 or 10 of the biggest fish this year so far. 13s and 14s, and they're popping big.
You could probably say
Now's
that
the time.
5 years.
Now it's like probably the time.
It's I think it's just a tick cool still. I think the water's just give it a few more degrees and I think she's going to fire off. But Texas does such a great job with their what's called a Sherlunker program. Most of the guys know. I mean, those boys got it. They're like, hey, you get a big fish, let me borrow it for a breeding season. They throw it back in the lake, which is a great thing.
So there is one comment I'll make because of the shirt I have on. I don't agree with how apparently we will see what the final verdict is.
I know where this is going.
I don't agree with how they apparently handled the Ben Milliken situation.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I don't believe I do either.
That's like I said, I believe. It's not done yet. But if what is being portrayed happened, that's super corny.
Yeah, that's kind of, and like there's one of those situations where I can't say a whole lot, but my boss happens to be president of that angler committee thing that Milliken's on as well. So I agree with what you're saying.
I just think that, if that's what's going on, how it's being portrayed, that's super, super.
And I'm not pointing the finger at who's portraying what any which way. I'm not saying it that way, but I do think that.
I think that people could have handled it as adults and shook hands.
It was a mistake. It was an honest mistake.
It
happens. And technically, I don't think he could even win the prize that made it a thing because he's part of that, right?
Yeah, he donates it. He donated it.
Yeah.
So it was a little witch hunt because local dudes don't like him, probably. I don't know.
Even outside of that, I think that everyone here has definitely gone fishing a couple days without their fishing license.
Everybody has.
Everyone has it.
Everybody has.
I'll tell you right now, I do it almost every year simply because I fish New Jersey, Connecticut, and New York.
Yeah.
New Jersey is from the 1st to the 31st of the year. That's just it. New York is year over year. So I almost always now I have it down to a silence with New York. So I don't. But I remember one year in New York, I fished from like from like March to like June, no license, and didn't even realize it.
Honest mistake. Like, here's my lapsed Alabama license right here in my desk.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't even realize it.
and I fished Alabama via Tennessee the other day, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? Like it happens. It's just that, like I said. Oh, and we
It
will.
comes with, I mean, especially
Either
when
way.
you guys are, I mean, when people travel state to state, or when you have your states, like Byron's a perfect example. I mean, Pickwick, how many states does Pickwick go across?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi.
Yeah, you know.
Or
If
Dale
you're-
Hollow is like Kentucky and yeah, look at that thing. Kentucky, that's the Alabama brim too.
Yeah, it is. Rich said,
a
"Show
lot
that."
of flake in that. Love that worm.
If you were a tournament, super touch bait, tipper, super tough bite, what's your go-to missile bait to land 5 fish? Dude, I'd still go magic worm to be boring again, or maybe the Ned bomb.
Yeah, I'm going. I mean, so Rich, I'll tell you right now. In some of our tournaments, Rich is my club director.
Okay.
That was like the only thing to get me bites was the missile bait. This exact rig right here.
Dude, look at Brian Schmidt. Look at Brian Schmidt's Elite Series career, right? Like, since we've come out with the Magic Worm, dude, he's got at least 1 blue trophy, and I don't know how many top 10s. He was second in the Classic last time it was in Knoxville on the Magic Worm, like the year we released it. You know, like it's all over the Elite Series. John's win on the St. Johns River a couple years ago was John's Juice Magic Worm down in Florida. Ed Lochran uses it a ton on the Elite Series. So I mean, it's a bite getter.
Yeah,
It is. I mean, you talk to those guys
right now, loaded up.
They all have worms tied on. It's like it's a stable. Either it's a Carolina rig or a T rig or whatever, but they always have a worm tied on.
Here's something else that's cool, and I just thought of, but Tulsa Tackle and Outdoors has their own exclusive missile magic worm color.
Really?
And we made it after a megabass color.
Whoa.
So it's a purple with chartreuse. It's a gorgeous color.
Give me 2 seconds. Keep talking. You're good.
Yeah, so that's at Tulsa Tackle and Outdoors in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then Matt McKee has Matt's Money, which is his exclusive color in the Magic and Mini Magic Worm. And I'm sure we've got Lures and Lead, which is a website, luresandlead.com in Georgia. They've got an exclusive kind of a red bug vein or red bug type, magic worm as well that's exclusive to them. So those are 3 that aren't in our catalog that you guys can go snag up.
Yeah, I mean, where I fish down in Texas, and I've talked about this before, like some of those great colors that you guys have in the catalog, those SKUs, they're just, my Texas fish won't touch them. But man, you start seeing those like green pumpkin, go-to staple, right? Everybody has green pumpkin. Not a big hammer down in East Texas. Maybe further out west, maybe down with themselves, but
East Texas is real big on your red bugs, your plums, your plum apple.
Like anything, my biggest go-to down there when I'm home fishing is like bruiser flash stuff, right?
If you're doing D-bombs and stuff, the black blues in Texas for sure. I'm thinking like big worms on a ledge or something, trick worm.
And worm-wise, I hadn't had a whole lot of time on them, but it definitely gets bites. I've thrown it. Is that Bama? That stuff. The Bama flash stuff is,
Interesting that you say green pumpkin's not big down there because Brendan always.
Well, it is.
Green
But I
pumpkin.
mean, like,
don't get me wrong. It's a workhorse, but just like for me at the lakeside fish, they're like, yeah, green pumpkin. It's like,
Brendan hates it.
I never score big on green pumpkin stuff.
That's another great question. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you know this either, but since the chatterbait patent expired,
That's real.
That's real.
Okay.
That's real. Chatterbait's patent expired after 20 years or whatever it is.
20 years on patents.
I was going to say 2004, right, is when the chatterbait dropped.
What's that?
I think it was
but somewhere in that, because I'm a big.
Dude, we were the first. Gambler was the first company to make a knockoff of the chatterbait. So like that's right when I got in the industry in like 2003, 2004, something. And it depends because Rad Lures had it first. Now I didn't agree with Gambler knocking it off per se. But we sold a pile of them, and Rad Lures / Z-Man sued the crap out of Gambler, as they should have, right? I'm not condoning that. But long story short, no, we're not probably won't get into it just because everybody and their brother is going to be in now.
Yeah.
And already has been, right? And like people don't throw chatterbaits on forward facing sonar, unfortunately. Now I'm one for making power fishing great again. But, you know, I mean, forward facing's been where it's at the last year, 2 years, and it's really affected, you know, what we've been selling, you know. Like we're selling more of this, so we're designing this new head that you're seeing for that long, that's coming out at ICAST this year as a scoping bait. And then, you know, that 3.5-inch spunk sheds on the back. So that's been paying the bills for Missile the last couple years.
Yeah.
I would love for it all to do it, right? So like what the MPFL doing with the band and forward facing, I think we need that. Like do a trail that's nothing but OGs doing OG stuff. And then let the forward facing guys
trails. Like I don't understand why they can't just like you just said, like if Bassmaster said, we're literally going to come out with the Bassmaster OG trail, you're only allowed down inside. Go.
It would be cool, but like I don't know that Bass would do that because they're the leader with the elites and all that. And I'm a Bass fan. I love it.
Or some big company should.
But the MPFL is kind of gone there. Not that you know it's full of OGs, but they were the first to come out and say, "Look, we're going to ban it. Like we're going to be different. We're going to be ban it." And I applauded the heck out of just them making it.
Not allowed at all. No live.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah. They grab the bull by the horns, right?
Throwing a spinnerbait. Like when was the last time that happened?
Yeah.
Probably the last time Jason Christie won at the Red River on spinnerbait.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I probably heard about it and definitely forgot about that. But dang, that's pretty cool.
It's wild.
But it is affecting a lot of, I wouldn't say it's a negative effect. You know, I just think it has an overall.
Depending on where you're at in the industry. So like professionally.
Right. Good point. Good point, Byron. Where are you at in the industry?
Yeah.
Professionally, I don't like it because we were, and this is like getting deep, some tackle industry insider stuff, right? So like Missile was down, I don't know, call it 5% last year. But 60% of our product line was slower moving. So like the 40% of our product line, like this stuff, that applies to forward facing and spinning rods and scoping and stuff like that. The magic worms are, you know, real big on that kind of stuff too. That's been the stuff that's been selling, you know, so we're forced to kind of have to innovate and develop new baits that do that plus other things, which we're excited about coming out here at the Bassmaster Classic next week.
Is that a pre-shadow? Is that a hint?
That was a little subtle, not so subtle hint.
Can you give everybody, our viewership, a sneaky peek, or will we get in trouble?
Well, I know a guy.
Okay, then I'll authorize it. Go ahead.
Oh, you're not the guy.
I know, but I'm taking credit.
Oh, okay, all right. So this is, and I'm going to do this to where Lee doesn't yell at me.
Come on, give me 3 seconds.
The shredder. So you're like, what the heck is it? So like the fuzzy dice, that's the kind of category I would throw this in. And so there's a 4-inch and a Shredder Junior 2.5-inch. So it was designed by Fisher Dye Bait Company, Taylor. That's his bag. So this is another collaboration. So Fisher Dye Bait Company designed this originally. Now it didn't have the little dicky-doo under the skirt like it does now. That was a John Cruz deal. Now I wanted to name this the tranny because there's a dick under the skirt, but John shot it down.
Oh man.
And naturally so, but I mean, I wanted to do that in honor of Brendan Brown, just if I'm being real. But so that it was designed as like a swim bait or swim jig or hair jig style idea for a jig head or something. With adding that solid piece in there, you can put a 4/0 Gamakatsu flipping hook and punch it through a mat. You could throw it on a bed. You could nose hook it either size on a drop shot. You could forward face it. You could rig it on top, work it over mats like a frog, like you name it. So it's like a fuzzy dice instead of like, what do you do with that? That's like, dude, what can't you do with that?
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. Can we dispel? Can we throw out any of those awesome colors that we've been talking about, or is that still industry secret?
So we've got the colors dialed in. We've been taking pre-orders for this stuff now from dealers, distributors, stuff like that. We were hoping to get them by the Classic so we could sell them at the Classic for the first time, but man, there's things with mold people, it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of hands got to touch it. So we're like 2 weeks behind schedule, which puts us right after the Classic. But we'll have them there to show, right, and launch there, and our guys will have them in their boats. So
Okay.
But yeah, that's the Shredder and Shredder Junior Fish or Die Bait Company collab with Missile Baits. Shout out to my dude Taylor. He's in Massachusetts and he's a cop full time. Pipe hitter type dude. Respect what he does completely.
Yeah.
And what's more American than Missile Baits teaming up with another American bait company, and the dude's a cop, right? Like,
it doesn't get too much more American than that, dude.
So, but yeah, that I guess we'll kind of go into the Classic, and then we'll about face and tell you who the heck the guy is on the bottom. So we're going to be at the Classic with Lee Waddell Ghostface next week in Fort Worth, Texas. We're putting him to work using his video skills and Hollywood background stuntman awesomeness. And we're going to have the John Cruise experience at the Missile Baits booth. So like his blue trophy, glass case, velvet robes, get a picture with John. In addition to that, at least kind of, heading that deal up, right? In addition, we're doing a mustache contest at the Missile.
I'm working on it. So are you, but I'm going to let it bush out. I look like I've been on the trail for 2 or 3 weeks.
I suck.
This
is like.
Now, you can enter, but like we're giving away.
That's a month.
That's a month?
Yeah, probably. Like I keep it out of my mouth, but I don't think you're in any danger of it going in your mouth, bro. No, like it'll get long, but it's. I just don't grow facial hair, dude. Like it gets like I can do it, but it's just like I'm Patches McGee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have that. That's gonna be great. I mean, when John,
we're giving out $1,000 first place in the mustache contest. So we're gonna take the top 10 and we're gonna let them let the internet vote on it, right, on our social. And the winner gets $1,000 from Missile. So we're doing that at the Classic, and we're launching
Santa's curls.
We're launching the Shredder and the Shredder Junior, and then we'll have Hog Farmer in the booth with us. Lee will be there. We've got Tato, Josh Heron with Tato Designs, a buddy of ours.
Yeah,
I was getting him confused with his dad, Matt, who went to the MPFL recently. Yeah, so it's going to be a big time. Come see us if you're there. And it's booth number, what was John's text?
What's our booth at?
It is booth number 2326. And we're in the main room right next to Skeeter Boats, like where the big boys are.
We're in the big boy section this year, and we're going to have a good time. And that's going to be a lot of fun, man. Plus, that's my backyard. So, in fact, the last time I went to the Classic when was the Classic in DFW? 2 years ago?
It's been 3 because we were in like the cattle barn outside with the flies. But 3 years ago, maybe?
Probably 2 or 3 years ago, right? So that was the last time I ran down and did the Classic, and that was just a lot of fun. I looked for you guys and I couldn't find it. They had you behind the ice cream vendor or something like that. Byron's like, what?
I was just stuck between the bathrooms, man. So,
Yeah.
which is probably behind the ice cream guy, which is understands why you never made it past the ice cream booth.
Exactly, man. I got stuck there, and I'm like, no, this is far enough. I'll find him later.
When's the classic?
Next week we leave.
Oh, Jesus.
We're driving out Wednesday.
Yeah, it's 20, 21, 22, 23. Is that right?
Mhm.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh,
Fishing starts Thursday, so we'll be there Thursday. But the actual
fishing Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
But the convention.
wait, is this the first one?
No, this is like the Bassmaster Classic. So like the Super Bowl from last year.
Oh, okay. I'm so lost. I don't watch professional.
Yeah, well, so it's like the Super Bowl of bass fishing.
Yeah.
And there's a massive retail show that goes along with it, and like the stage.
Crazy fun. Crazy fun.
It's the big show.
Crazy fun. So
It's gotta be.
yeah, we're gonna tear it up down there and laugh and love and sign bass and kiss posters and sign babies or whatever we're gonna do.
Does it change places and all that or no?
Yeah.
So where?
So next year it's in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh,
Yeah, that'll be a big one.
That's kind of within reach, dude.
Yeah, dude. If you haven't been to a classic, it is absolutely worth going at least once.
Okay.
Like there's dudes that plan their vacation around the classic every year. Like old dudes that are life members for bass that go
It's only 3 days. I'm good. That's nothing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, from your house up there, zip on down. I mean, cruise on down one day, hit it for Friday, Saturday, unless you
Go to the launch in the morning
Yeah.
and like watch the takeoff for the classic in the morning. It's trippy, dude. Goosebumps. It's cool.
Yeah.
And then you can go, at the ramp when they're taking them out, and then go to the thing and the weigh-in, and like it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's a
You know what? I listened to it on the Tackle Talk podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He did a really good job last year, and honestly, I was listening to it and I was like, "Yo, that's actually pretty cool." So, look at that. Kai, you said you're gonna jump to a bass. Come with me. All right.
Heck yeah, dude.
Hey, Rich, when do the kayak guys start? Don't they start on a Wednesday? Don't they start a couple of days?
Yeah, I think there is a kayak tournament the day before.
Yeah, it's in conjunction with it.
Is your classic Rich is going to?
Yeah, he said it was the classic. So
Heck yeah, dude.
Rich is a pretty good angler. He's average. He's a little above average. I'm gonna yeah, he said yes.
Yeah, cool. Awesome, man. Congrats. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, we got a couple of angler guys or kayak guys that fished. I think Lance is going to that this year. I think he qualified for it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so
Lance McCord, another missile bomb squad, dude.
yeah,
Tyler.
He's a sticking out on a hell of a shelf. I mean, he's got a restaurant in Tyler that much too highbrow for Byron and I, but boy, the food he puts out of there is incredible. Great place to eat and hell of a bar. So
yeah,
I don't know if we'll have time to run out there or not, Byron, but we can make a run maybe.
Mm-hmm, for sure. Dude, I'd love to eat at any of Lance's restaurants. No joke.
Lance Conley?
Lance McWhorter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, MC Water.
Yep.
So
anyway, so like let's talk about how Lee and I met. If
Yes, get it out.
So I'll start it off and then he can add his spin. But
well, really, I'm the one who made the call, and then Byron screwed it up. So I should start.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Anyway.
No, go. I insist.
So
that's how it started.
This is a few years back, and I'm starting to hit that big bash smash craze, right? And Missile was it a darter?
This is why I should tell the story.
Yeah. So, anyways, they have this freaking awesome big ass bait, and they're like, there's only 100.
It was the Clutch OG that was the
that Josh, right?
Missile exclusive kind of blue,
super pink,
purple back shad pattern that Clutch did for us.
Yeah, one of my favorite colored fish, actually. And anyway, so I'm like, I gotta have this. What a great place to jump in. So I'm on Missile Baits. Here comes. I'm like signed in. Basket's open. I hit go. They hit go. I throw up my basket. I go to check out. Vaporizes. I'm like, wheels just spinning. And I'm like, where's my bait? One of my bait, you know, da 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 da. And I was all amped up. It was like a kid in Christmas. So I'm like, I'm not one to, well, I can't say I'm not one to start shit because I actually am, but very seldom do I call customer service. So I call up Missile and I'm like, hey, who's in charge of your web address? They're like, oh, that's Byron Childers. And I'm like, all right, well, give me, you know, you can have his voicemail. So I leave him a voicemail that was rather direct. And he calls me back in like 3 minutes. I'm like, ruh-roh. Now what do I do? So I jump on the phone with him. He's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, you know, your website's, I won't use the profanity that I used, but
no, he said, oh, your website's effed up. Like, that's
yeah,
what he
pretty much. That's what I said.
And I'm like, no, it's not. And he's like, yeah, it is. I ordered 2 baits and was filling out my info. Rah, rah, rah. I'm like, man, I remember my first time. And he's like, excuse me?
Yeah, that was
and
a
I'm
fight.
like, dude, if you'll calm down, because I just listened to his voicemail, which he was kind of being a turd.
Oh, I was.
So, and like I'm like, man, who's this old dude? Doesn't know what's going on. Like, he doesn't know what a drop is and blah, blah, blah. He got cart checked. So I'm like, dude, if you'll calm down, like, I'll explain what happened and how to avoid it going forward. And he's like, I'm listening. So there you go.
So, you know, he talks me off the ledge and being an absolute ass. And I'm like, dude, do you even fish big? What did I say? Big fish?
Like, do you even fish swim baits?
Yeah,
like,
that was it. Yeah, I'm like, dude, do you even fish swim baits? And I'm like, yeah, right. He goes, as a matter of fact, I do. I'm like, you got Instagram, Facebook? What do you got? He goes, oh, here's my IG. So I pull him up on Instagram, right? I'm like, oh, you're that guy? He goes, yeah. I'm like, all right. I throw the peace sign. I'm like, all right, I digress. Yeah, you know what you're doing, you know, because he's got these freaking monster bass all over his Instagram, you know, not just one or two. It's like every picture, big.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. You throw big baits and you get big fish. So we started talking after that, and he goes, all right, we'll take care. So he sent me out baits, and then we've been chit chatting. Probably we talk every week at least.
Well, no, so like he follows me on Instagram, right? And I'm like, okay, here we go. And he's like, yeah, you should follow me back, right? And I look, like I stop, right? And I pull up the app, I look, and I'm like, original Ghostface. So I start scrolling through, and I'm like, holy shit, this is the dude that played Ghostface in Scream 1. I'm like, are you that guy? He's like, oh yeah, that. Haha. And I'm like, holy shit, babe. I'm talking to the guy that scared the shit out of you.
Yeah, 30 years ago, however long.
Yeah. I'm like, no, small world. But I'm like, man, what about my misfortune? So like he never went away.
Yeah, I just took a liking to him. And he sent me out some really cool glides. And
well, now he got on the list, right? So he doesn't have to do the drop thing. I've got his credit card. He's good with the service and handling fees. So like we just auto ship whatever we get.
Yeah, I just get invoices now. I'm like, hey, did I buy this? He goes, yeah, it'll be there in a couple of days. I'm like, thanks.
I call it you were a dick tax.
Yeah, exactly. I was paying stupid tax on that one. Fair enough. I own it. But here we are years later, best buddies talking. So it's all good.
I gotta tell I'm pretty sure my sister's brother was big on Ghostface.
Big screen fan, yeah.
I don't understand it. Like people will wait in line to meet this dude for hours, days, and like he'll sign whatever, and then they will immediately leave and go get that shit tattooed on them and come back year after year after year and show them the crazy back piece that's his face, and they want his signature on it. Like it blows my mind.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I love it.
Going back to a D-bomb tattoo, I'm like, dude, you're gonna put that guy on you?
Yeah, you should have had John sign the D-bomb, man.
Right? That guy probably would have done that.
Saying. So, yeah, that's
crazy.
You know,
like, I'm thinking
it's crazy fun, and it's a blessing. You know, I mean, come on, I get to travel around and sign cool stuff and meet cool people, and you know, it's just kind of like it's the same vibe, maybe a different vein, but it's the total same vibe when I get to hang out with you know the angler guys and go around and help them out with their social media and run around with John and Byron, and it's the same thing. It's just this big old circus, and we're just laughing and loving and having a great time. So super cool. I'm super blessed to do it, and it's super fun. And when you get the bass crew of any, I don't care what association, I don't care if it's Major League or bass, when you get running around with those boys, because they're all a bunch of great guys, right? And they're just laughing and loving and telling great fish stories and road trips, and it's just a lot of fun. So it's really cool to be able to do that, and I'm very, very blessed to do it, and I'm very thankful to do it. I owe a lot to John and Byron, and for letting me come on in and play. And one of the things that stemmed from that relationship is to go around and since I had 30 plus years making movies and TV and commercials and my social media and everything, and it's funny, but last ICAST, Byron and John were like, hey, why don't you go over here and kind of run this Video Village thing? Because at ICAST, the guys that go to it, they know it's it's
he
busy.
bumped his way into ICAST with us.
Yeah, basically, I'm like, hey, can I come in? Like, sure. Next thing I know, I'm sitting over there playing with Video Village and taking care of the social media aspect of things, which is my wheelhouse. That is what I do.
Yeah.
And from there, we spun it out even farther, and
Now it's got to be a thing.
Yeah, now it's actually kind of in the thing, and just because of the relationship with John and Byron, they have me working with their bomb squad guys and their elite guys, and
even like Copper State's been working with you a bunch.
Yeah, I love the Copper State guys, and Banky's.
Dude, you met at ICAST. You've already been kind of working with, tweaking this and that, but.
Well, you're getting a better product, and I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, but if you take a look at what the really cool thing about it.
What are you about to do?
As far as what? What do you mean?
Well, like what are you about to launch? Like we're building up.
Oh yeah, and
you're building up. Like we've identified a couple problems in the industry that you and I got to talking about, and once you started paying attention to the stuff, it was really like, man, like. I do this different. I do this different. I do this different.
Oh yeah. In that sense, you're right. So one of the things that Byron and I and John talked about, I'm like, have you ever noticed that? And these guys all look the same, and they never really push social media. I mean, think about it. Now I want to get super technical because we got time, but here's what we see most of our social media on, right? We got a 2-inch screen, and that's where 90% of our play comes from. I mean, you're sitting at work, you're sitting in the car. Very seldom do we get to be on the computer and watch it, or much less on an 8,500-inch thing. So I'm watching these guys talk. This is at ICAST. This is live, real time with Byron and John, and we're watching these guys. I'm like, hey Byron, let me show you some stuff here that I'm just observing. He goes, yeah, you're right. I'm like, why did they do that? He goes, I don't know. And so I started letting my mouth overload my ass and started asking some questions. And like, it's a real common thing. And Byron's great to, say, hey, Byron, let me see this. And here it is. This is the best bait ever. And they start doing this because we're passionate. We love talking about our baits, right? And our lures. And we're doing this on a 2-inch screen. You don't have time to see it. So I stop, time out. So we started talking about this stuff, and Byron's like, yeah, they really need that input. They need that. And it's really an on-camera coaching service, and sometimes
it's you're a YouTuber or an aspiring pro angler or, kayak, Bassmaster Classic kayak qualifier, right? Like a lot of these guys don't know how the business side of all of this stuff works, right? And like what sponsors are looking for. I happen to know because I've done that for 20 years.
Yeah.
So like I'll be popping in and helping Lee with this, where needed type deal. But his background in movies and Hollywood and stuntman and all the stuff he's done, like, my God, like I'm sure he's overqualified to teach a fisherman how to make better videos, but like most of us don't know.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing. It's just lack of information because nobody's talked to these guys and girls. And it's like, Ever seen, hey, what about this? And and Byron knows me. I make suggestions. I don't tell people how to do things. You know, I'm very direct.
Hey,
and blunt.
I just learning how to fish, not learning how to shoot videos.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole point. But then
I still don't like shooting video.
Yeah.
But
I can sell.
Yeah, that's exactly. Think about how many times we're doing selfies, right? And that's a big part of it. And as Byron and I and Jonathan were talking about it, I'm like, you know, from the other side of the table, how's this work from your guys from a sponsor point of view, right? You know, from a sponsor point of view, you want to have social media engagement. You want to be portrayed in a certain way. All these different facets. And these guys and girls that could sit there and just hammer fish all day long. It's like you pulled out an 8. What was that? What was your little freaking 8 huge fish out of a pond, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to do 8 anywhere, much less a pond, right? So, but they could do that all day long. These elite anglers are that good any day of the week. Any of those 100 guys and girls that are out on that water, any day of the week could bang out a tournament because they're that good. But boy, you stick a camera on them, and they got to start talking about, you know, this, that, and other thing. They sometimes get lost in translation, and there's a lot of room, in my opinion, to support that side of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And this is this really cool little niche thing that Byron and I, and you know, typical John Cruz fashion, is right on the pointy end of it. He's right. Nobody else is doing what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think I can say it from like the YouTube aspect of it. Oh, excuse me, my nose. I think that some of the best anglers are the most boring to listen to.
I'm looking. Go ahead, Byron. Kick it in there, and then I want to go back to Mike on this. Mike made a great statement about Randy here, which is hilarious.
So I'll highlight it. I don't. So
okay, well, there's a difference. Let's take it. Can I use this as an example real quick? I know we're up against our timeline.
No, you're good. We got as much time as you need. I'm not that pressed for time. But
so Randy is.
Well, no. What I was doing this about, one, Rowdy Blanket, yes. But and I'm trying to think of how to say this nicely.
No, don't start now.
He understands what he's doing and he's good at it.
Hold up. Who can tell me who the current Classic champion is?
Come on, someone put it up there.
Bassmaster Classic. Who won the Bassmaster Classic last year?
I have no idea.
And yes, Brendan, I did say Rowdy Blanket.
Yeah, that was great. Or Wet Blanket or whatever.
It was Hamner. It was Justin Hamner.
Right.
So Trevor Wagner, shoot me something. I'll send you a bag of missile baits. If you can get me his info, Jermaine.
Yeah, of course. Trevor's my boy.
I'll mail Trevor a bag of missile for getting that right.
Okay.
My point is.
Trevor, text me.
My point is, a lot of people don't know. I had to think about it, right? And Hamner, I know him. We fished close together before. Like, I know the guy. Nothing against him, but like just being brutally honest, could really use Lee's help. You know what I mean? Because like Woo Dave's back in the day, man, he won the Classic and went out on top. He retired and he worked his ass off that year. And everyone knew who won the Classic that year for years. And like, there's so many dudes that just waste golden opportunities because they don't know what they've been handed, or they're just too concerned about fishing. I don't know. Like I would never ask Justin. I respect the shit out of him. And like, man, he is the current Classic champion. And that's like, we'll not do that, right? Like the three of us. Maybe. I don't know. He does, or hopefully Jermaine does, right? But like, I'm good with selling stuff.
Right. And I'm good with video stuff. And I ain't going to tell anybody how to fish. I mean, I'm a top ranked semi-amateur, so I got something. But there's so much room, and there's so much that needs to be taught to this industry at large. And Byron and I have talked about this at length, identifying certain aspects of this industry that really lack from a sponsorship point of view and taking care of your hard-earned sponsors. I don't care if it's a discount code and you get 50% off, or you're paid, or they pay your fees, right? You gotta take care of that relationship, and they're hard to come by, man. And I mean,
Yeah.
It's not like they hand it out. I mean, Byron, how many times a week do you guys get hit up over here at Missile?
A week or a day?
Thank you. Right.
Like, and now once again, this is industry insider stuff, but like, you know, a lot of dudes talk about the future of the sport, you know, and they're championing the high school and the college fishing teams. And my God, I'd have probably finished college if I could have done it for, you know, a fishing scholarship. My God, no joke. That didn't exist.
Can I go back and do that, or is that like only for like young bucks? How does that work?
I don't know, but I don't want to be the creepy old guy, right? Like,
I don't care.
Okay.
I got no shame. You mean to tell me I got a shame to go fish every day? I got to throw away my shame to go fishing?
I'm not judging, bro. Go. I'll sponsor you. Shit.
I'll
have your vote.
And then I walk into a school that's sponsored by Shimano or Daiwa, and they're like, "Oh yeah, what 6 reels do you want this year?" What?
Yeah.
No, hey, and guys, for the record, like Justin Hammond and I are totally cool. Love Justin. I'm not speaking negative whatsoever. That's just the first example that popped in my mind. And Justin is absolutely one of the nicest Elite Series anglers I've met as well.
Mm-hmm.
So please don't construe that for me talking any kinds of remotely close to shit. Like,
yeah, I mean, we're not talking. This is not a Byron's good, right? We're not talking down to these guys and girls, right? That's not my point. Not at all. I mean, who am I to tell somebody how to catch fish?
Yeah, and I was just an example, right? But like Woo Daves,
it's just some of
y'all are gonna have to look up who Woo Daves is because he was long, you know. I mean, but the point is, and Brendan kind of hit on this: the industry has changed.
Yes,
and it's more younger, right? Like, look at the Elite Series, the rookie class last year, right? A lot of scopers, but like, dude, the average age of the Elite Series guy now is like, shit, 20.
Yeah.
I'm making this up, but maybe 26 is the average, 29.
They're getting more attention.
They're in their 20s. They just like you said, they come up out of high school, college. Those guys have more water scope on the rod time
than most pros.
Than most people, period, right? Because they came up through
they've foregone girls in high school. They've foregone social engagement.
Right there. That right there, what we just said, is the number one thing that people forget about all these young bucks.
Yeah.
Stop acting like they can't fish.
No, they can all fish. They can all fish.
You know, and everybody's like, "Oh, they can't fish without a scope." Bullshit.
Water than a lot of us got at older ages, and they just been grinding for the last 7-8 years.
Yeah.
So done.
And it's across all sports. I mean, that's obviously great for our industry, right? But look at soccer, football, baseball,
basketball, everything.
Basketball. These guys are starting to get looked at in junior high.
Yeah.
Right? And they're groomed all the way through that collegiate, aspects. They sign early. Most of them don't finish college because they get them that their last year.
We don't have to go off the deep end about it, but when did we start hearing about Bronny James?
Yes. High school.
High school?
Yep.
Sophomore year of high school, I knew who Bronny James was?
Yep.
I didn't know who LeBron, and like, it's like, yeah, like you said, like these other guys back in my day, I'm not that, but you didn't start hearing about guys until, you made the NCAA tournament. Okay, now I know. That's how I knew who Dwayne Wade was.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne Wade, Marquette made the Sweet 16, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, who's this guy?" That's literally 6 years later than I heard of Bronny James. And that's exactly what you're saying. It's the same thing across.
But that's how it shifted lately.
Everything's now. It's like you said, shifting.
Social media, it's all driven. But like these kids come up in college and high school, and like, I don't know if it's the coaches or like who's directing them, but like we get hit up daily by younger guys. And it's like, "Hey, I like your stuff," or it's a blanket email like, "Hey, company," like I've gotten emails. It's like, "Hey, Strike King, I love your stuff." And I'm like, "Ugh, you forgot to change the name when you copied and pasted this to all the companies." So it's like, and then there's like a thing going around of these young YouTubers doing like, "Hey, we're going to call every company we can and see who can send us a bunch of free stuff."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, it's fun and it's new. But like, man, when I was that age, I'd never thought about calling a business and being like, "Man, could you, you don't know me. and I've never bought any of your stuff, but like if you sent me one for free, I might throw it and make a video about it. And I'm like, well, how can I justify giving away John Cruz's money for that? Like, what are we going to get in return? And so there's a massive, massive, massive need to teach these kids the right way to approach companies.
Yeah,
the right way to sponsors, the right way to do all this stuff, the right way to make right and wrong. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, my piece of it, like there's right and wrong way to approach a sponsor.
Well, that and more to the fact, and you're spot on there, and we're going to jump back here in a second about what Mike said. Both was that, you know, I'm across the board. I don't, you know, I'm a very straight shooter. I'm very blunt and direct, and not because I don't care about your feelings. It's because I'm here. You're gonna, you know, we're here to get as much done in a limited space. It's not like I'm going to go out on tour with these guys for the whole season. They might get an hour or two of my time or their time, you know, at any given event. So it's not like we have this huge time component. And if you're really super sensitive, then I'll make it sugarcoat it for you so we could get through the process. But, you know, I'm much concerned. I'm coming at this. My coaching is designed from a sponsor's point of view, right? So I mean, if a kid's like, hey, I want to get sponsored, okay, here's some guys you could talk to, and here's what you could do to hedge your bet. But I'm much more interested in somebody who's already in the game that needs to have maybe one or two tweaks or a lot of tweaks. I don't know. Let's take a look at them, and let's get them to represent their brand and the brands of their sponsors in maybe a different light, and not a negative or a positive, but that is more appealing to a broader base. Because at the end of the day, our sponsors, please chime in here, Byron, they want to see that return on investment in, for lack of a better word, views. I don't care if it's YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. You know, if we're going to give you stuff or we're putting money, I want to see the needle move at the end of the month, because you move the needle and we sold an extra 5,000 because you just went out and crushed something and you're doing such a great job on that social media representing us. You know, you move the needle. Right.
And I've got a bunch of ways that I would prefer, like, you know, and like I said, I'll be a guest whenever Lee needs me, right, on his deal. And spotlight on sponsorships. What you're calling?
Yeah, spotlight on sponsorships.com, right?
Okay.
And that's just a quick 2 or 3 page stand-up website we have, so people could sit there and go, here's my contact information, Lee, Byron, call me, you know, let's discuss, you know, if I need you or what you could do for us. So it's spotlight on sponsorships, plural.com. And in case you forget the S on sponsorships, and it'll still show up because I got both domain names and I pointed them in the same direction.
Dude, you should do that. Go on Chat GPT right now and somebody freaking copy it.
Hold on. Let me see if my
it could be stood up, you know, and I'm still developing.
Look that up. Somebody. What is it? What's his name?
Oh, my computer's silly. I need to update. I can't do it right now, but you know what? I might be able to do it on my phone. It'll do it. That's why I literally just sent it to Brendan. And
I'm just curious because I'm positive I've read this email.
I was gonna say you definitely have it. 110% you did.
Are you talking about the Chat GP one?
Just anything, Google Bard, any one of them. If you go on them right now and say, write me, what did I put? You write me a message to a fishing sponsor that I would like to join. I guarantee it'll do it.
Yeah.
So to answer Charlie's question,
good question, actually.
Which is a good question. And you know, we could potentially charge a lot of money for this answer, Lee. So
yeah, that's true. We're gonna give out some free stuff here tonight, guys.
So, but man, like from my perspective and Lee's perspective is going to be totally different. He's more Hollywood video background type deal. Me, I look at everything through sales lenses, man. Like third generation type deal. So, I look at it like whoever helps me move the sales needle. Like the only reason companies give stuff away for free ever is because they think you're going to move the sales needle or you already have. So if it literally every single thing in this entire fishing tackle fishing industry boils down to moving the sales needle and putting more dollars in that company's pocket, that company's hands, right? Like promoting their product for free maybe start there. And I'm giving too much away, but like start pushing the stuff that you like first. So missile, as example, if you want to be on the Missile Baits Bomb Squad at some point, we've got 3 different levels, but like we accept applications in the fall. So we'll look at your social media whenever you send us an application. And there's, sometimes guys that get it, they're like, dude, this guy's been throwing missile for years. Like, this is a no-brainer. He's working the dealer. Dude, here he is at Thorn Brothers, right? Like, working the missile. Why don't I know about this guy? And he's on there, right? Like, I made a call to Leviathan Rods, which is a sponsor of mine. Love those dudes. Last week or a couple weeks ago. My buddy Dan Tiepelman has helped me move the sales needle for missile baits, for swim bait stuff, everything. Dan's a personal friend of mine. I got him doing a swim bait seminar at Bucks Island with us the weekend after the Classic, along with Bo Sprayer, Josh from Tato, Josh Heron, myself, Jason Flesher, and Ashton Milan. Like, we're all going down there. So 3 Leviathan guys. And I wanted, I was trying to get Dan hooked up. So like I get Dan in touch with Mike at Leviathan, and I'm like, man, I got a guy I'd like to propose, for the Leviathan team. He's like, well, all right, cool. Like, make the introduction. So I make the introduction, and he's like, hey, good to meet you, Dan, whatever. Like, what rods are you throwing now? He's like, I'm 100% Leviathan. And Mike's like, no way. He's like, yeah, dude, I love your stuff. He's like, well, you're good to go. Done. Like, what better testament, like, that you believe in the product, you know it well enough to where you could sell it, because that's all you've been throwing.
Yeah.
Well, who do you think Dan talked to before he did all that?
Exactly.
And Dan's opening up dealers for Leviathan. He's actively involved on social media. You can go back to his posts. He's been teasing Leviathan stuff. But, like, that's a friend of mine, right? And it also helps to make really good friends with the sales managers from your favorite bait company.
Yep. So like Byron said, you're already moving the needle. Right? and then the other side of that is obviously if your social media is engaging and you're moving your needle, keep your social media clean, because why would somebody want to put their name on somebody that has, I'm not going to judge. I don't care what you do on your social media.
Depending on the company you're trying to get sponsored by.
Put it there. Appropriate content.
Right?
Appropriate content for what you're what you're looking for.
Okay, so here you go, guys.
I had a buddy that was sponsored by a strip club, dude, in South Florida.
So you ready? Byron, does this sound familiar? Dear Missile Baits team, I hope this letter finds you well. My name is Jermaine. I'm an avid angler with deep passion for fishing in the outdoors. Over the past 8 years, I'm honored. I've honed my skills and grown my presence in the fishing community through TikTok, YouTube, tournaments, and events I participate in. I'm reaching out to express my interest in partnering with Missile Baits as a sponsor for my fishing endeavors.
To which I would reply, awesome. What's your favorite bait that we make?
It goes on, but I was just wondering, if you've heard that before?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
That's ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That's like,
and it took me all of 10 seconds to do it.
That might be 65% of the emails I get a week.
And it says, and I literally said, write me a letter to a fishing sponsor I'm trying to work with. Certainly, here's a professional yet friendly letter you can send to a fishing sponsor you're interested in working with. And then it literally says, you put your name, your address.
Dude, I get emails that have the captions with your name, date, and shit still in them.
They just fill in. And I just copy, paste, fill in the blank.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but like
I literally, while I was reading it, I was filling in blanks. So
yeah,
it's not hard at all.
Dude, so Michael, the strip club was named the Booby Trap. It's in Pompano Beach, Florida. But my buddy John Burke, rest in peace, older guy, like New Jersey. He was from New Jersey. He was in Florida. Like, me and John used to fish a bunch of tournaments together. Like, and dude would scrap. Like, you didn't want to cross him in a parking lot or hole jump him because he would wait on your ass in the parking lot. So me and John would fish, but he was like a controversial type guy on Okeechobee at the time, right? And so he pops up with Booby Trap on the side of his boat, which was like the logo, everything for this strip club in Pompano, which is right around the corner from the Gambler Warehouse. So this dude would run up and hand out like drink tickets at tournaments, right? And I'm his tournament partner, and like, you know, like we go to church every Sunday, and like, you know, like I can't, I mean, I'm a kid, right? So like I can't, it's weird. So he'd come into Gambler and be like, I need everybody to round up. Let's go to the Booby Trap and redeem all these tickets so it looks like I'm doing stuff. So I like.
That's crazy.
But that's been a thing.
Hey, there you go. I'll take it.
Now, you won't make a national level sponsorship with a Booby Trap sponsorship, but you could be remembered on Okeechobee.
Yeah.
But like you're not, that's a good example. Like you're never going to make it big running the Booby Trap boat.
I appreciate you, Scott.
I'll definitely go shoot. I'll shoot the video. I'll shoot the video at the Booby Trap. I'm all over it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, like I said, church every Sunday. I can't confirm nor deny how good those drinks were, but
classic. That's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness. That's so great.
But anyways, thanks for letting us ramble on about that. And, you know, and Byron and I and Missile Baits, we're going to be making those moves, and along with Spotlight on sponsorship. And, you know, hit me up there, guys. If, I mean, anybody that's in that game, reach out to that email, that info over there on that, and I'll reach out to you and find out if we could help each other out. It's pretty straightforward, and it's going to be a blast. And, you know, I'm already started working in, like he said, Copper State. I'm working Copper State tackle, marine and tackle out of Phoenix. Man, what a great, talking about some custom colors, right? They order some custom stuff out of us every year.
God, yeah. They've got 310 to Yuma in the D-bomb.
So I was the first kid on the block to get that.
So Byron, this is a personal question. Can you get me those exclusive colors?
I can make a list. Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be cool. Like I'll get a list put together and send, like, shoot me an email.
Yeah.
But I'll get a list put together and with dude's address so I can knock that out at the same time. But
okay. Yeah,
I'll put a list together of all of our custom colors, and you can put that up for the guys. And it's really cool to me. And this is another kind of sales avenue too. Why do you think these guys do custom colors? Because you can only get them from them. And then when you have me doing a podcast with you guys, I just told anybody that views this, you got to go to Tulsa Tackle to get their exclusive Magic Worm color, McKee Outdoors for Matt's money, you know, Copper State for 310 to Yuma D-bombs. You know, like that's the stuff that makes
an online website.
What's that?
Does Copper State have an online website?
CopperStateTackle.com.
Oh my!
They're that is a very, very legit.
Like I love them to pieces. They're awesome people, dude. Like super awesome people.
Boy, I can see this custom D-bomb color right now.
310 to Yuma, so it's
310.
Yeah, like the time.
I think it's 310. It's
like
after
3:10 o'clock, like 3:10 p.m. or so. 3:10 to Yuma. It's an old Western movie.
Yes.
So Gary Key, who's on our bomb squad and was out there in Arizona for a while, recently moved to the East Coast. Well, he called me up and wanted a D-bomb in the Ned Bomb color plutonium green pumpkin core. Now, we can't do a core shot in the D-bomb. It's got to be a laminate, triple laminate based on the style of mold. So we took the same color formula and made a laminate out of it, and it looks sick. Well, Gary got hooked up with Copper State and kind of bestowed that exclusive over to them.
So wait, what was the name of this color again?
310 to Yuma. So if you're on Copper State's website, just pull up D-bomb.
I'm on a D-bomb now.
I'm looking at the comments coming in from Daniel. Hey, Missile.
Wait, what color is it?
310 to Yuma.
No, like what does it look like?
It's like a red.
Daniel, I would call you and talk to you about that because you show potential and you're not, you show potential. So I would love to talk to you, dude. Like Yeah, that would stand out. Like you can sell ice to an Eskimo, so you're already ahead of the game.
Byron, I already told you I'm in sales.
No, I know. No, I told you I'd wrap your boat. You got a full boat ride, dude. Everything's free.
I just got your boat. What about you? Want to wrap my kayak?
We'll talk.
Okay. Say let's. Oh my God!
Yeah, you found it.
There it is.
Oh my God!
I can tell you found it.
All right, y'all. Hold on. Let me get my screen.
Isn't that some fiery?
Whoa. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Screen share.
I want to know how to chat GPT how to sound like you can sell better or something.
It'll do it. Don't we can have some fun, dude.
I've been scared of it, dude. Yeah, and that picture, like in your hand, like it looks it looks magical in person.
Yeah, I mean that's a little flat there, but when you get it and actually see the flakes and the colors and that translucent, it's a.
Is that's like a blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's plutonium. So if you take like chopper in the D-bomb, it's like that sheeny kind of blue. That sheeny blue vein went to the vein in that.
That? No.
Yeah, like that. That's Bruiser Phantom. That's a new color.
That one's good.
But same kind of blue. That's the blue I was talking about.
Yeah.
Man, I could just get some right here.
Yeah, see that bottom? It's kind of like that electric shed kind of.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
that was all Gary.
I love that bait. And
I didn't even know that.
You find that at Copper State.
Ones did. I didn't know that certain companies had their own exclusive colors.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you can pull up Tulsa Tackle and look at their Robo Missile Magic Worm. That's a badass color. I wish I could. It was. He sent me a picture of a jerkbait, like a Megabass 110 jerkbait, and we sent it to Robo, and they damn near matched the color in a soft plastic Robo.
What did I do? How do I spell Tulsa?
Tulsa.
Tulsa. Tackle?
Yeah. You might have to Google it.
Oh, and outdoors. There we go. And outdoors.
Yeah, there you go. And hopefully he has it on the site.
Oh, my computer's stupid.
Oh, you got your firewalls up.
Anyway, Jake Byron owns
I don't even know
Tackle, and he's got it.
Somebody's gonna have to talk me how to check that. I don't know how to turn it off, but
it's a gorgeous purple with a chartreuse bottom in it.
I'll have to figure it out. But dang, yeah, I'm gonna have to let you know about. Look at this, Caro. Mom, mail me some. For real.
Yeah, for real. Tell Jake that Byron sent you.
There you go. That's I guess a good introduction. Walk in like you own it. No, I'm just
dude. Fake it till you make it. Come on, that's how you do this shit for 20 years.
Told me to come get this right here. Caro's my fishing mom. She's been dubbed my fishing mom.
Dude, that's awesome. Where do you go, Carol? I might need some stuff.
Yeah, right. Carol will take care of it. Hey, Carol down. We went down to Alabama. Carol cooked dinner for us for the week.
Okay.
Yeah. She cooked dinner for us. Like she made a big pot of something. Like, but look, at the end of the day, as dudes, I think we all know when we go fishing on big trips, long trips like that, that's the last thing you plan. You end up eating like straight garbage for like 4 or 5 days.
No, she's in Central Arkansas.
To go home to rice and beans was crazy.
Yeah.
After a day of fishing Gunnersville, I was like, ugh, so crazy. Yeah, red beans and rice. It was so good. I was like, oh my God. I ate like 5 times. It was amazing. Yeah, Trevor was with me.
Well, cool, man. Well, I appreciate you pulling up Copper State. I knew Copper State would appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Hit up Dave out there at Copper State, and they'll take care of you on that 310. I was the first kid on the block to get that. I saw that. I'm like, send. And it's great.
Yeah, that's definitely going to have to get looking at that, dude. Those are some, like I said, I'll tell you right now, Byron, I'll take at least 1 to 2 of all the exclusive colors, and you can.
Well, but the cool thing is, like, you can't get them from me.
I have to get them straight from the company.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I got to bounce around here now.
Yeah.
All right, let me get a pen then.
Well, no, I mean, email me. I'll send you.
Okay.
I'll send you a list of everybody that's ever had a custom, like Z's
Oh.
Pack makes a Zematoma D-bomb from Lutcher, Louisiana, right? Like,
Okay.
we've got guys that have done like Red Shag Green Flake for Brendan. That was Lynn at, oh my God.
Don't give away Brendan's secret. He's gonna be
No, it's Lynn Bell. I can't. Anyway, Fish and Protec in Virginia. Lynn Bell has the Red Shack Green, or did have. I think he's sold out now, but yeah, we got dealers all over the country. Been doing custom runs, all kinds of stuff for years.
I'm gonna assume no, just because of the presence that the bait has already. But Byron, you can answer that question better than I can.
Man, and I will default to John in the bait design category, but okay. I don't see anything.
That's what I was gonna say.
With anything changing with the D-bomb? Now, Mike, you might check out the Chunky D, which has the little flapper.
Yeah, it has the ridge on it.
And it does the little more pocket crawl kicky you're looking for. The Chunky D is that.
There you go.
Yeah, those chunks are great.
Yet.
No,
or the mini chunks.
The mini is great.
It's the same tail, just a smaller version, more of a jig chunk. Yeah. That's it. I got that flange.
Boom.
That's it.
These are great on the
for a swim jig. That little mini swim jig we make is money, or the mini flip.
Yep.
I got a mini flip right here too.
Brendan is all about some hot knifing.
There you go.
And this is I think, is this Debo special?
It might be.
Yeah, it is.
And we've done custom run stuff for Debo and through Monster Bass.
Yeah, through Monster Bass.
If it wasn't, Monster Bass.
They got the bird, but this is the Debo special. You can't really tell too well here, but it's like a black and.
Yeah, no, Monster Bass wanted to do with like all their collaborators or whatever, got them all their own exclusive colors. I forgot about that. That was cool.
It was like a black and blue, got some flake on it.
Purple.
Kind of midnight black blue, yeah.
Yeah, with the purple in there because Debo loves the purple. But
that's a badass color.
Yeah, that's the mini flip.
Yeah, that's a great little jig right there.
Yeah, it's so good. So good. So good.
Okay, the ridge body on the D-bomb to fire up the lateral lines. No, I got you, dude. I mean, and we've got the Magnum D-bomb drawn up.
Yeah.
Several years now. We're kind of waiting on the market to swing back towards power fishing stuff from forward and spinning rod stuff. So like, it's all an ebb and flow. Debo surprise. Well, cool. Man, I probably got to get kids in bed. So.
All right, fellas. Yeah, we went about an hour and a half. Look, I appreciate you guys hanging out.
No, dude, thank you.
We'll do this again. And whenever you guys want to jump on and chat with me, let me know.
Yeah,
we're going to be pretty busy after the Classic. And my dance cards, I already got guys booking me for that. But yeah, let's maybe we'll hit up Byron and see what his schedule is, and maybe we could do a little post-Classic wrap up.
Yeah, let me know, because then you'll have that bait will be out. You'll have a couple different colors.
Yeah, the baits will be out. We can link the website or whatever, and like actually you could see these without me holding it like that.
Yeah.
Which in the water these flare out and all that, but I mean it's like that, and the neutrally buoyant once again, so it just kind of. It's wild. We're excited about that because you can do everything with it. But yeah, if you're coming to the Classic, or if you're in Texas, come to the Classic next week. See us, grow your mustache out. Sorry, Jermaine, but you can still enter. Winner gets $1,000, and you get to come hang out with us. Meet Lee, meet John Cruz, get your picture made, and check out the new shredder.
We're gonna have a great time. Hey, Jermaine, thanks for having me on, man. Byron, great seeing you as always. Appreciate you.
Always. Pleasure.
Everybody that tuned in, thanks for the questions. hit me up on Instagram and I'll answer those directly. Follow me.
Yeah, Carol's coming to the Classic. You have to come see us.
Carol's
Yeah, definitely. Right there, you go. And we'll talk. We'll tell some lies and talk all kinds of great lures and all the things that fishermen talk about down there.
Yeah. Now, and Carol, you don't have to have a mustache to enter the mustache contest, but if you do enter the mustache contest, I heard today that you might get a 20% discount.
Just saying.
At the Classic.
Just saying.
Entire missile boot, 20% off when you enter the mustache contest, with or without a mustache.
Just saying. Yeah.
Just
start
saying.
working on it, Jimmy. Just keep going.
I'm working. This is a work in progress right here.
We're gonna.
Hopefully this was good enough for Brendan. I know those are big shoes for me to constantly try to fill. We missed you tonight, buddy. I know that post-surgery recovery's been a little tough, but hang in there, dude. We're all proud of you. I know the government's doing different stuff now, and it's a little weird. Your days are a little different, but the future looks bright, buddy. We love you, and we appreciate you, Brendan. Have a good night, sweetie.
All right, Fishing Maniacs, on that one, we are going to get out of here, and we will catch y'all next week, y'all.
See ya.
Peace, guys. Peace out. All right, everybody be safe. We'll talk to you.